afternoon.
Yeah.
So very good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome everyone on this webinar today. I would like to kindly ask every one of you to mute your microphones during the presentations. Thank you very much. My name is Hubert Inhäuser. I'm a technical officer at PFC International, and it's my pleasure to welcome everyone on this webinar about the China Forest Certification Scheme today. Please be advised that the meeting will be recorded and will be made publicly available on the PFC website. The webinar program is the following. We will have 3 agenda items. The first one will be a brief introduction about PFC International, delivered by myself. Then we will have the presentation on the China Forest Certification Scheme by the China Forest Certification Council. And after that, we will have time for questions and answers. The participants are able to ask clarifications, questions about the scheme or about the presentations themselves. So let's start with the introduction of PFC International. PFC stands for Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification Systems. We are an alliance of independent national forest certification systems under the umbrella of PFC International. The national forest certification systems are based on PFC sustainability benchmarks, and this is a voluntary mechanism promoting sustainable forest management through independent third-party certification. We are very proud that we are the world's largest forest certification system, and we provide 3/4 of the world certified sustainably managed wood. Here, there are some details about the China Forest Certification Scheme, which is adopted in 2019 July. And it was submitted for assessment in the same year. Unfortunately, in the last year, due to the international situation and the pandemic, we delayed with the assessment, and I apologize for the delay, but we are here to get back track on the timeline. The PFC assessment will be carried out by an independent assessor. This is not to be appointed. We will have a call for proposals, and then the independent assessor will be appointed. The part of the assessment is a 60 days public consultation, which is already available on our website. It was opened today, and until 30th of April, every stakeholder is welcomed to submit their comments on the system. All these comments which are submitted will be considered by the assessor during the assessment reports. And with this very brief introduction, I think we already everybody is interested in the China Forest Certification Scheme, and I would like to hand over now the presentation to the colleagues at the CFCC. Please share your screen and share us the presentation. Thank you very much. Zhao, please proceed with the presentation. Thank you.
Can you see the PPT?
We can hear you. We can hear you, but we cannot see your presentation yet.
OK， 你那个共享屏幕，
我选了。
不是你得点啊，再点，点那个，不是你点旁边那个箭头。How about now?
Thank you. We can see the presentation now.
Okay. Good morning, colleagues. I'm Zhao Jie, responsible for CFCC standard. We are glad that our mutual recognition work has made a new progress today. Also, our mutual recognition progress has been affected due to the epidemic situation. I still hope that CFCC and the PFC will successfully realize mutual recognition again this year. Below, let me introduce the overall situation of the CFCC. My presentation includes 3 contents. The first is about the forestry context in China. Second is the standard setting process of CFCC. Third is a presentation of the CFCC system. First of all, I would like to introduce some basic general situation of forestry in China. This is a map of the distribution of Chinese forests. It can be seen from this picture that the forests in China are mainly distributed in the northeast and the southwest of the country. And those 2 regions are the main distribution of area of nature forest. The second is the southeast of China, mainly secondary forest. In the central part of China, there are more plantation forests. Because of drought, there are few forests in west of China. China has a forest area of 220 million hectares. Include natural forest 140 million hectares. And 80 million hectares of plantation forest. So about 2/3 of it are natural forest. And from ownership of forest land, about 40% of forest land belongs to state-owned forest, and 60% belongs to collective ownership. In the forestry industry, in 2018, China's gross output value of forestry industry is 7.6 trillion RMB. Commercial timber output was 88 million cubic meters. Wood-based panels output was 299 million cubic meters. Non-wood forest products is 181 million tons. In 2018, China's exports of forest products amounted to $78 billion, of which wood products is 56 billion and the non-wood products 22 billion. China's forest cover has now reached 23.04%. The main tree species are poplar, eucalyptus, oak, Chinese fir, birch, spruce, larch, Mason pine, Chinese fir, oak, spruce, and so on. In the new century, the Chinese government has paid more attention to ecological construction and decided to invest hundreds of billions of RMB to carry out forest restoration and protection project at the national level. Since 2001, 6 key forestry projects have been implemented, such as the Natural Forest Protection Project, the conversion of farmland to forests project, and so on. The implementation of these 6 major projects not only plays an important role in improving the ecological environment and achieving sustainable development in China, but also contribute greatly to the maintenance of global ecological security. In China, the government department responsible for forestry and grassland in China is the State Forestry and Grassland Administration. The next will be CFCC standard setting process. First, our principle of standard setting include independence, transparency, open and transparency, multi-stakeholder participation, impartiality, and consensus. This flow chart shows our standard setting procedures. First of all, the first step is to issue the standard preparation statement requiring the participation of stakeholders. Set up a standard drafting group. Then the standard drafting group is responsible for drafting the standard. Then carry out the standard field test, pilot testing, to improve the standard text. Then start public consultation. We ask for 2 rounds of consultation. The first round is 60 days. Second round is 30 days. Last is the review and approval phase of the standard. Standards were submitted to CFCC for review and approval. The last part, I will introduce the institution and the operation of China's forest certification system, especially the progress and the changes CFCC since last mutual recognition in 2014. The picture shows the CFCC's internal institution and the CFCC's relationship with external organizations, accreditation bodies, certification body, government department, and association. The secretariat, the standard setting technical committee, and the dispute resolution committee were established within the CFCC. The standard setting technical committee is responsible for matters related to standard setting, revision, and review. The Secretariat is responsible for day-to-day affairs of CFCC. The Dispute Resolution Committee is created by the Stakeholders Forum to solve the dispute related to forest certification business. The Stakeholder Forum consists of representatives from various stakeholders. At the top left of the picture, CNCA is a government department responsible for the approval of all certification bodies. And top right, at the top right of the picture, CNAS is accreditation body in China. All forest certification bodies need to obtain CNAS recognition. CNAS also is a member of IAF. CCAA is China Certification and Accreditation Association, responsible for the registration and supervision of all auditors. Now, China's forest certification system carry out 6 types of certification. Include forest management, chain of custody, bamboo forest certification, and non-timber forest products, forest ecological environment service, and rare species certification. Now, China's forest certification system has 3 national standards and 30 forestry standards. This is the logo of China's Forest Certification Council. I think everyone is familiar. It is made up of 2 jingle tree leaves. This is some picture of our certified products and some tissue paper and printing paper, and some NTFP, certified NTFP, honey, tea, and pine nuts. All products are certified. Here are some of our certification statistics. Now CFCC certified forest area is 2.2 million hectare, and numbers of COC certified enterprise 410, and we have 11 certification body in China. The CFCC first received the PFC recognition in 2014. During the mutual recognition period 2014 to 2019, there are 2 main changes in our standards. First is our forest management standard added 3 specific technical documents in 2019. The other is the revision of the COC standard in accordance with the PFC COC 2013 version. The 3 additional technical files added to the forest management standard are based on PFC standard 1003 2013 28 version, Sustainable Forest Management Requirement. This is the PFC Forest Management benchmark. So we revised our FM standard based on the new standard, PFC new standard. The contents of the three technical documents are respectively for the requirements of bamboo forest, non-timber forest products, and trees outside the forest. This table shows the revision of forest management standard process and steps working plan. CFCC COC standard was originally version is 2012. According to the PFC standard 2002 2013 version, our standard was revised in 2015 to 2017. May 2020, we have initiated a revision of a COC standard to meet a PFC new standard 2002-2020 version. We expect to release a new COC standard early next year. This table shows the revision of a COC standard process and steps. Yeah, about is my general introduction to the CFCC. I hope to enhance your understanding of the CFCC system and operation. We are very happy to take your question. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Zhao, for this very detailed presentation. I think you can stop sharing your screen now. Thank you very much. And now I think we have time for questions and answers. I would like to remind every participant that we will have the public consultation possibility where you can get familiar with the complete documentation of the China Forest Certification Scheme. Therefore, I would kindly ask everybody to focus on clarification questions. The floor is open. If you wish to ask a question, please use the raise hand reaction among the buttons. I don't see anybody raising the hand. I also think that the presentation was very detailed and very focused. If there's no questions or no wish to ask questions, I would like to ask for CFCC for the detailed presentation and for your time allocated for this webinar today, and also every participant for joining us. Thank you very much again, and I wish you a good day. Goodbye.